Hello. My name is Alina Friedman, and you are watching Ask a Pro. Tonight, we have Melanie Mills, founder of Melanie Mills Hollywood, herself on, and we're talking about how to clean brushes and tools. That's like so important when you're doing makeup. So I'm excited to have her here. We've got people joining us, which is fabulous. Let's go ahead and start the show. Melanie, how are you doing today? We cut it close a little bit today, so
it's
one of those Fridays.
We were chatting, and I think we both were busy today, and just barely made it to the live. I managed to just throw myself barely together, pour myself a glass of wine because it's Friday, and also, when I'm not at work or, it is fun to have a glass of wine and clean your brushes. Why not? Right?
Why not?
And this is not, you guys, of course I am a pro, so I have some tricks up my sleeve, but this is for everybody, guys. Like this, you guys really, need to take care of your brushes and keep them clean. Now, when you are a pro, obviously we do it every single, babe, can you get me a wipey thing? When you're a pro, you only use brushes on the person you're touching. You never commingle those brushes with anybody else ever. And so on a set, I will use the brushes that say I do a makeup, and then I put them aside. Like I have little containers kind of like this. So this is like my dirty brush container. Now, when I'm doing big shows with multiple talent that I'm doing one after the other, I'll have multiples of these. And that way I can continue to use their brushes on them. They have their own little set bag and all of that good stuff. But ultimately, in between every single person, they do need to be washed. Now, as somebody just at home, we can get away with a little bit more. It's our own germs and whatever. But I suggest trying to do it at least once a week. I know that's even still hard for a lot of people, but as long as you can at least do it every other week, or at least once a month, just do it at least once a month. And there's many different soaps and cleaners and many different ways to keep everything clean. So a few of my favorite products, I love this Monda brush cleaner.
Oh,
so
wow.
This is you can get this at Nigel's, which is also online, nigels.com. They are a pro makeup beauty supply store. That's one of my favorites. And this is their brand. And I love it because it has a really clean smell of like grapefruit. Oh, it's brand new. It has a really clean smell of grapefruit. And that's really important too. Since smells go with makeup, you know what I mean? So
right, absolutely.
Doing yourself, or I'm gonna have to have my husband open this up. But anyway, so yes, Monda brush cleaner, and I love it. Now this is fast drying, and you can pretty much use it on all brushes. Now, the other one that I do like a lot is the Cinema Secrets brush cleaner. What I don't love about it is that it's blue. So unfortunately, like if you have white brush hairs, it can stain a white brush hair blue. So that is not super fun. And it's not as great smelling as the Monda. This is more chemical-ish. There is something in there to make it like a little like less intense, but this is, very much used by pros. Fast drying. So that's the other reason why I like these types of cleansers, especially when I'm working on a set, especially when I'm going through multiple people.
Right.
And these are great to do, like say you're doing it every week, it's great to do every other week, but I do suggest then using soaps or even your own shampoo and conditioner.
Okay.
So that definitely treats your brushes, because you have to think of your brushes like your hair, really. You know what I mean? And a lot of the brushes are natural, which, it's perfectly fine to use shampoo and conditioner. Okay. And if you really want to give your brushes a treat, I like to, on a beautiful sunny day, I like to, cleanse them. This is especially when I'm using soaps or shampoos and conditioners. And then lay them out flat on the sun, out in the sun to dry. There's just something kind of special that it does, just as if you were going to like hang dry your clothes out in the outside. There's just something that it's different, you know, it's cool.
Got it.
But you don't have to do that. Now, there's also these kinds of soaps that are out there, like a liquid. This is from Beauty Blender.
Okay.
And this is a decent soap. However, and I used to rely on this one, as well as they have one called the Beauty Blender Pro Solid Soap. It's black. That one, especially for sponges, especially when you're using darker makeups and stuff, I recommend that one. But this is a little more gentle. It doesn't 100% get the stains out of like your blenders, which is crazy because it is from them, which is a beauty blender company. But then
beauty blenders, it's tough to get out those stains. Brushes are much easier.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And so with that being said, the other way that you can clean your blenders is just like with your hand soap. So if you're in your bathroom doing your makeup, I highly recommend washing them off right away, because if you don't, then the stains obviously are going to have more time to kind of penetrate.
Right.
So when I developed my brushes, as I was testing them out, let's see. As I was testing these guys out and working with them like on the set and stuff, oh, I have a little sneeze coming up. Okay, I guess not. And so as I was cleansing them, especially this guy, they're all synthetic, but these, you know, fluffier brushes are way more hair-like and fluffier. And this is an angled face and body brush. It feels a little bit more slick. And I noticed that after cleansing them with like the Monda and the liquid cleansers and stuff, that they would stiffen. So when I was talking with the company, they said, yeah, you know, the liquid cleansers stiffen synthetic brushes.
I've had that done before. I've done it before, and they're like so stiff. I kind of just like pinch them out afterwards.
Yeah. And so that kind of sucks, right? You don't really want that. And so that's when I thought to myself, okay, I'm launching these gorgeous brushes. I need to launch also a beautiful brush soap. So I recently launched this baby right here. I'm so proud of it. It is, you guys, talk about getting everything out. Talk about getting your stains out of your beauty blenders. Like, this is one of the best deep cleansers that I have ever come across. And yes, that is an actual rose quartz crystal in there. So I did this in collaboration with Rebels and Outlaws, James and Jeremy. They're good friends of mine. James is a makeup artist and also is the head educator for the makeup show, which is this weekend. I can't wait. So they have one called Cleanse and Release that I liked a lot, with a quartz crystal in it, a little bit more masculine.
Right.
And so it's their same formula, to be honest, and it's awesome because it is approved by the CDC, because it is microdermal. Am I saying that right? So basically the sea salt that's in it deep cleans and disinfects. So for those of you worried about that, full on, it totally disinfects. It's a beautiful, beautiful soap that will work up a lather. I'm going to show you guys in a minute. And it smells so good. It smells like sweet mango and bergamot tea. So it's got a little feminine and a little masculine. And the whole idea of this brush soap is to cleanse your brushes, release the energies that go into it. And then of course the rose quartz crystal adds, you know, love and beauty back into your tools and your brushes.
Oh, I love that.
It's really cool. Love infused cleanse and release soap. And guys, go ahead, for those of you that are live today, special code GLEAM35 for 35% off. Yeah, 35% off. This guy retails for $40.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you how to clean with all of them. and the sponges as well. And just to mention the brushes as well, I only have 3 of them down here right now, but this is the powder dome brush that retails for $19.99, and it's such a great, all these brushes are so soft, so affordable, and completely pro worthy. This guy is going to change your life. This is the angled face and body brush. This, watch my classes, guys, go watch my lives. Like this thing, this cuts so much work out and lays makeup, lotions, makeup, serums, whatever, so seamlessly that I actually barely use my blenders anymore. I couldn't even, there was a minute there that I relied so much on these blenders. I had to have them for every makeup. But and I still use them, clearly. Look, this guy's dirty. But I use it more as like a finisher now versus I used to really use this to do like a lot of the application. So that $19.99, okay. And then this is the, let's see, the 003. This is our bronzer brush. I believe this retails for $17.99. I'm totally blanking right now. It's affordable. That's all I can say. And I have one more called the diffuser brush, which is very similar to this, but like less hair. So it's more of a finisher. And we can get into how to use each brush in a whole nother segment because that's a whole class right there. But and also the 4 brushes that I have currently, you can purchase it for a bundle deal at $55. Codes don't apply because it's already so discounted. I am getting ready to launch 2 new brushes coming up real soon, and then 5 right behind it. So I'm pretty excited about that. You guys will hear about that. Let me talk.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah. So let me talk about sponges for a second. So this is the Beauty Blender sponge. And this is from Cami Nguyen, okay? And it's like Nyguen. Guys, okay, I've been a huge fan of the Beauty Blender. They're the original blender. And I know Rianne Silva, the owner, personally, and I love her. And I'm so inspired by her because, of course, she made it, man. She did it. She came out with a product and she was able to make it global, and she's freaking rich. So anyways, I love her. So I'm still a huge fan of these blenders. But I have to talk about the difference. Okay, so now these are dry, they're not wet. A lot of people don't know that you're supposed to wet your sponges. I can't tell you how many people I know that, I see them and I'm like, did you know you're supposed to wet it? And they're like, oh, no. Read directions, guys, because that so gets overlooked so often. I'm always like baffled by that. But
no, I my first beauty blender, I did not read the directions. I am guilty.
Yeah, you just get it. You don't think, it's common. It happens all the time. But when you read the directions on packaging, not only do you get to learn how to use, but you learn other little tidbits and information and even other ways of being able to use.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And there's a big difference when you're using it dry and then wet. I mean, complete difference.
Huge difference. So let me show you. So these are dry. I'm going to go ahead and wet them.
Okay.
And they're dirty right now. So I'm going to show you them dirty and wet, and then we're going to clean them.
Got it. And anyone who's watching us live, if you have any questions, please go ahead and put them in the comments, and I will definitely ask Melanie, because this is Ask a Pro, and that's what we're all about. We're asking pros their top beauty secrets tonight. We are learning how to clean brushes and tools properly. So drop your comments. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, please do. So now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but now that they're wet, you can't see the stains. You can a little bit, but that's because they expand so much and a lot of that dirt is trapped inside. So look at the difference with these sponges. Like, I mean, now this is much firmer.
Okay.
This is so soft. Look at that. And this has this little edge to it, which is cool when you want to do kind of sculpting stuff, or if you want to bake with powders and stuff.
Right.
And then it's got the little tip as well, just like this one. And then both of these offer little tiny mini ones for, like, concealer. These come in pink and black, and also they come out with various fun different shades seasonally. These come in all skin tones, which is really cool, and I love that. Like, we're talking, like, I think she's got like 7 or something from fair to dark, and it's just so cool. And this is just so soft, like you really feel the difference. And the other crazy thing is, this I think sells for $6.99, whereas I believe these sell for between 15 and 22 bucks, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
Cami Nugan, CamiNugan.com, beautyblender.com.
Wow, what a difference. Okay, we've got some questions rolling in, so I'm going to ask, is it essential to always use a brush versus blending with your hands? Sounds bad, I know.
Great question. So when I'm doing my own makeup, and we'll do that another time too, I literally, which actually on Tuesday, I'm going to be joining you over on your platform, and I'm going to be doing a makeup on myself. So plug in that information as well.
Oh yeah, it's going to be on Ladies Take the Lead on Facebook, and we're going to do tips and tricks to how to get camera ready for Zoom, which is what everybody needs right now. Well, they've been needing it for the past year, but it looks like we're not going anywhere away from Zoom, so we better know how to put ourselves together there.
Yeah, and so definitely tune into that one. Yeah. And then, but to her question,
yes,
when I'm doing myself, like, and I have to get out the door, I literally pump everything right into my hand, work it into my hands like this, and I apply makeup on my face with my hands, because it's faster, and your hands kind of work the makeup into the pores, and it makes it super seamless. Now, if I need to apply contour or like a cream blush or a concealer, I will use the brush. Of course, professionally, I use the brush. I find that I really personally, this is just me, don't really use sponges on myself personally. I just use brushes and my hands. Professionally, I use brushes and sponges. So your hands are absolutely fine. Just make sure you wash them beforehand. And then obviously you're going to have makeup on them after. So you're going to wash them after. But, and then there's just other things like powders and shadows. Now, of course, you can just, swipe your eye with a shadow, but you're going to want brushes for that more strategic stuff. But as far as like moisturizer, serums, toners, foundations, even a concealer, but when I want to be more precise, I use the brushes. So great question, and don't feel silly about that at all.
I use my hands because, it warms up the product, and the product moves around your face a lot easier. And actually, I learned that last week from Andrew too. So that was great.
Right. Yeah. Oh man, Andrew's, which is still, all of these are saved. You can go back and view them. What's going on? My daughter's over here like moving the lights around. I'm like, hi. You want to come say hi? She's like totally moving the lights, like completely distracting me. Anyways, babe, I'm gonna have you at this point film, unless you want to. Okay, so I'm gonna take this off of the stand now, and we're gonna move over to the sink. Okay. I'm gonna flip the camera around.
Before you do, we have another question. Quick question. During COVID, is there a specific sanitizer used to clean makeup and brushes? Good question.
Okay, hang on. Let me get these orchids out of the way.
And guys, any more questions, keep them coming. We're here to answer them for you. Melanie's amazing at answering any questions that you may have. Today, we are learning how to clean our brushes. So that's a very important thing to do when you're doing makeup. So definitely check that out. And if you missed any episodes that we've had before, they're all in our stream here on Melanie Mills Beauty Secrets. So you can definitely check them out.
Definitely. And you could still ask questions. What's up?
I need that light off.
Oh, we need to turn this light off.
Or away, yeah.
Is that better?
Because it's blowing out.
Oh, okay. Is that better?
It just completely. Okay, perfect, yeah.
Okay, so back to the question. CDC, the best antibacterial, the best what?
No.
Okay. I guess he's worried about the lighting or something. Can you see okay, Alina?
I'm good. Yeah.
Pretty soon though, we're gonna need to light.
Yeah, we're gonna need the light over there. Perfect.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just be off camera right now while I'm gonna work and then answer questions so that you guys can actually see the brush cleaning in action. Okay, so again, guys, this is called Cinema Secrets Brush Cleaner. And as you can see, they're 99.99% bacteria free. So quick drying, rinse free formula. This is, going to definitely clean and be completely per CDC guidelines. Again, this is the Monda Studio. You can get this one at nigels.com.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can also get this one at nigels.com or friends.com or Riot Beauty or, any of the major like pro beauty supply stores. So they're basically the same thing, except this one doesn't have a really pretty scent. It's more chemically with just like, I don't know, maybe some vanilla in there. And it's got a blue coloring to it. And then this is the Monda, which smells like grapefruit. It's actually a gorgeous smell. And I prefer this one because I've had this one dye or stain my white bristled hair brushes. So that's not cool, especially when you're purchasing really expensive brushes and they stain them. So, but I still do have both in my kit, and I like this because it's quicker. It's quicker and easier than washing your brushes with shampoo and conditioner or soaps. And if I have to work on many clients, it's fast drying. So then I will use these in between the clients and stuff. But there's nothing like washing your brushes or your sponges with soap. Even hand soap you can use. There's liquid soaps like the Beauty Blender Cleanser, which is specifically for the blenders. She also has a solid that's black that I actually prefer. I think it works better. And then of course there's my soap, which is the Melanie Mills Hollywood Love Infused Cleanse and Release Soap, which also has sea salt in it, which makes it microdermal and absolutely kills all that bacteria and is totally per the CDC guidelines. So let's actually get into this one right away.
Okay.
Here, this is the Cami Nugan sponge that I was talking about. It's already wet. And then I like to, get in the sink and give it like a good, thorough rinsing. And then I'll kind of wet the top of the brush of the brush soap. And then basically you just start swirling your stuff into this soap. And also that is a real rose quartz crystal, which the idea is to infuse your sponges and your tools back in with love and beauty.
I love that.
You're cleansing, and then you're releasing past energies, and then you're infusing wonderful, beautiful energy. And so
it also looks like it helps it clean the sponge better too.
I gotta tell you, I develop things to be pro worthy. I'm a pro. I need them to perform. I don't put out anything that's crap. And I honestly think mine's the best. I really do. Like we were talking a minute ago, it's really hard to get your beauty blenders clean. Like it really is, even with their soap. I am telling you that with my soap, it gets it squeaky clean. So you really, with your blenders, want to keep like working it like this, because you want the soap to get inside, just like how makeup does.
Can we get a little bit of a close up there?
Yep. Hang on.
There we go. Awesome.
Yeah. So I already, here, let me do it one more time, but already look how squeaky clean this thing is.
Oh, wow. That looks great.
Oh, how do you do this?
Just.
That video back on. Melanie will be, there she's back. There we go.
Sorry, we had a call come in. Okay, so now this is like squeaky clean, but I'm going to give it one more just so you guys can see it. So get up close, babe.
Yeah.
So again, I kind of give it a little, douse with the water. And then I just really kind of like swirl it as I'm pushing it into the soap. And I do all the way around. And then you just really want to keep massaging it, basically, because you want to get in there. And then you just, kind of And you want to use a lukewarm water or hot, however hot you can handle it, really. And then you just kind of keep squeezing and squeezing until you've got everything basically out of it. And I mean, look at this freaking sponge. It's gorgeous.
It looks like new.
Yeah, it really, really does. So that is how you do that with my soap. And then now I'm going to go ahead and use mine as well for the darker beauty blender because I just know it works. I mean, if you were to use this soap, okay.
Yeah.
Beauty blender cleanser. Is it open? Let's see. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Okay, so you pump it out.
Yeah.
It's got a cool little dispenser. And then you basically pump on it and you just keep working it in. What's the smell? I'm not really getting a smell. Smells very dishwasher soap to me, but without not dishwasher, dish soap. Which, by the way, guys, you can use dish soap too. So again, I'm just really, really working it. Now this is a not such a spongy, not such a soft.
It's harder than the other one,
it's actually kind of breaking up a little bit. Which can happen. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that can happen just because they're a little on the firmer side.
Right.
I mean, any of the sponges after a while, that is going to happen too. Okay, but I don't know if you can see, but there's still dirt on here.
Yeah, it's not, yeah, I see it still on there.
So I'm going to get in with my soap now. And again, it's really kind of falling apart. Now, I've had this sponge for a while, so
yeah.
Just disclaimer, this was not a brand new sponge. And I'm just gonna, and I can actually see the makeup
coming out.
And
now so the cool thing is with your soap is that when you're all done with your soap, you get a rose quartz crystal to keep.
That's right.
I like that.
Huh? That's infused with love. Exactly. Use my bruises. I had a massage recently and she really went to town. Okay, so look at that. Squeaky freaking clean. Oh, that's soap still. Soap. So you just want to keep really massaging it until you don't have any soap or makeup coming out anymore. There you go. And then speaking of getting the rose quartz soap or the crystal at the end, here's a couple that we've had from some of the soaps. So cool. Okay, so let's get into cleaning your brushes.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and start with my MM01. So this brush can hold a lot of product. And look at this. I mean, you can get really kind of in there with product.
Right.
So, and I have had people reach out and they're like, man, it's hard to clean. I'm like, not with myself. So you just want to really swirl it on to the soap. Look at that.
That's awesome. And I love the container versus a bottle because you just swirl the soap in that container. Because usually what I'll do is I'll end up swirling the soap, swirling the brush, but I'll swirl it in the sink or something. Here you can just, use your container to swirl the brush.
Yep, you can. And then this is something I love to do is I take the palm of my hand and really kind of get in there. And then that's how I'll also
get it out.
Sure to get all of it out. But I mean, it's like squeaky clean. It's just so cool.
And that was so quick too.
And I'll give it just like a little, just to make sure I got everything out. And look at that, I did. And then, okay, so this is important. When you're cleaning your brushes, it's very important to lay them flat, whether you use the liquid cleansers or the soap. So I'm going to take this bit of this, and it's really important to give it a really nice dry. Well, no, I don't like to do that. What's there? So Nick actually, who cleans my brushes for me often, just said, oh, go like this with it. Okay, I don't like to actually do that once it's already clean. At this stage, you want to kind of mold your brush back into the shape that it is.
Right.
And you want to be gentle with it. And then also really give your handles a good clean. You can go the extra mile and get like a, rubbing alcohol and give it a quick little on the handle, just to make sure that that's super bacteria free and clean. And then, okay, so what you really want to do is after you kind of flatten, dry it, and then you want to kind of put it back in the shape, you want to lay it flat, because that just helps to keep the shape. And then if you were to like dry your brushes like this, what happens is the cleansers and the water and the soap start to leak down into, this is called the ferrule, and it starts to loosen the glue. So then that's how you start to get the pieces of hair, coming out of your brush. So it's really important to lay your brushes flat, whether you use the liquid cleansers or the soaps or the shampoo or conditioner. So let's go. So now I'm just going to like really go at it. I'm going to take, let me show you one. Here, babe, grab a bowl. It's kind of big.
If anyone watching has any questions, go for it. Just drop them in the comments and I'll ask Melanie. So definitely any beauty cleaning products that you want to know about, or other things about cleaning brushes, definitely drop a comment.
I have Nick just taking off the stopper. There we go. I know. Okay, so, and actually, is my lens clean? I just kind of noticed that. Hang on, guys. Sorry. Okay. So this is, when you're using the liquid cleansers, unless you have one of those kind of like nail pump dispensers, kind of like how that soap was, you want to pour it. I prefer to do it this way though, because you really want to get it saturated and clean. So basically you take paper towel. Now look at how dirty this is. This has got tons, you're shadowing it. Tons of, this is a cream blush. Okay, so I'm going to get in there and really kind of swirl it around in here. And I'm going to kind of splay it and push it, but I'm also kind of still keeping in mind the shape. I don't want to go super ham, like, like this, because if you keep doing that, you'll splay out your brushes.
Right.
Okay, so then you take a paper towel and you just, and that did a pretty good job. I'm going to go in one more time.
And no water, just the liquid.
No water. No, don't add water at all to these liquid brush cleansers.
Okay. And we have a question from Jocelyn. She's asking, do you use alcohol to spray your eyeshadow palettes?
Yeah, you can. There's another product too called Beauty So Clean that you can spray onto loose powder, pressed powders. You can also, of course, do the alcohol. The thing is that bacteria doesn't live and grow in dry powders like it does with wet stuff like foundations, mascaras, liners, lip stuff. So yes, it's always great to be extra secure, especially in times like this, but it's not 100% necessary. Also, when you're using alcohol a lot on your shadows, eyeshadows, powders, it starts to dry the formula out a little bit. So it is good. Give it a nice little spritz, a quick spritz, but you don't need to go crazy. You really don't. I mean, if anything, cleaning the outside of the packaging because that's where your hands are grabbing and sticking a little more to. But yeah, so this sucker's clean. And then I just kind of, again, put it in its shape and then just lay it on the side.
Wow, and that was just with that cleanser. That's amazing.
Yeah, these are great. But again, okay, now this will be interesting. I should let this dry because this is going to stiffen this brush because of this liquid thing, and these are synthetic. So these are not ideal. I mean, you can do it here and there, but they're not ideal for synthetic brushes. They're harsh, and they start to stiffen the bristle. So I'm actually going to give it a quick little swirl in my soap just to kind of condition it.
Right.
The other cool thing about my soap is that, like, I don't know if you can see, there's a little makeup there. Whereas, I thought it was clean, but then because this is white, you actually can see if there's product still coming out.
Right.
So this actually wasn't 100%. Now I have to tell you though, my brush holds a lot of product, so I'm just giving it a nice little bath. We're shadowing. You're shadowing, honey.
Now, here's the thing. We cleaned the beauty blenders with your soap, which was easy, and I found it very, very easy, actually. Do you clean the beauty blenders with that other product as well? I think that your soap is way better.
No. You will ruin your beauty blenders by using that soap if they're too harsh. I mean, those liquids. Way too harsh. And if you don't put water, no, it'll ruin them, and it will dry them out, and they'll tear, and it won't get it really clean because you need the soap, you need the water.
That's what I thought, because so these are just for brushes only.
Yeah.
And then the other one that's blue, is it blue because it has some kind of chemical in it? Is that what makes it blue?
I don't know why they decided to make it blue, to be honest. I really don't know. It's interesting. Maybe it was just a choice to be colorful, So here's a powder brush. Oh, maybe the idea, Nick just said barbasol. Maybe barbicide. Maybe that does have some barb. Let me actually read the ingredients. I wonder if he's right, if it has a little barbicide.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the nail salons that use the sanitizer to with their tools, and it's usually blue as well. That's why I was curious.
I actually really can't, there's no ingredients on this, but yeah, he's probably right. It's probably got like some sort of barbicide sort of stuff in it. So now I'm just going to go, I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to go just right into that same, babe, you pay. So I'm just going to go right into the same dirty. It's fine that it's dirty.
Okay.
And I just kind of swirl it in there, and I'm getting the excess off. Now you can really saturate it like I just did, or you can just, I'll show you another one where you can just do the tip. I haven't used these cleansers in so long, to tell you the truth, because I use my soap. And then you just want to kind of baby it with the paper towel. And then you want to get to a clean place and just make sure that there's no more color coming off. See, there's still was some color coming off. You just want to keep, but you want to go in the shape of the brush so that you don't splay out the brush fibers. And then again, laying it flat. Now I know my brushes are synthetic, so I'm going to save these for the soap. Okay, so here's an eyeshadow brush, and I'm just gonna I'm dipping it in there, and I'm swirling it around. And
so that formula goes a long way, and you can reuse it. Okay.
And then, like, once I get through like a lot of this kind of stuff, like powdery, fluffier, I tend, what I like to do is I like to go with powder brushes first, because usually powders aren't, of color, they're more translucent. Then I'll do like my eyeshadow brushes when I'm using the cleanser, this liquid, and then I'll get into the more saturated stuff like foundation brushes, stuff that I use blush with, and cream blushes. And then I'm just going to show this one again. You just give it a nice little swirl. And by the way, the blue one that I showed you earlier, the same technique as I'm doing here, same exact technique.
Okay.
And so let me get another paper towel. Oh, Nick's frustrated with me for using so much paper towel. Okay, so see how there's nothing left. The other thing I will do is if I use a very shimmery color or I used glitter, I use it last because obviously that's going to be left in the liquid cleanser, and then when you go to wash your next brush,
it'll get on.
It's inevitable.
Glitter
glitter and shimmer do last. Okay, so then we're going to get into brushes. Like, for example, now I'm going to use this brush because obviously I did a smoky eye and this is a darker one. So now I'm going to get in there and I'm going to swirl it around. And now I can only use stuff that's dark and black because it's going to stain and get on your other brushes. But you see how I just kind of trail it off?
Yeah.
And then again, I like to do this nice little thing on the end where I kind of bring the shape back and then we lay it down. Now I apply mascara with wands like this. Okay. So gel liner brushes and mascara wand stuff like this, I will do absolutely last because this is a, and this one, because, this is like a waterproof mascara. You have to really, really like swirl it around. Yeah. And then unless I have other mascara wands, and look at how I'm using two. By the way, guys, you can certainly do that. You don't have to do one at a time. You know what I mean? And yeah, these are harder to clean. And you just have to keep going in and going in until you see that it's clean. And then actually, I like to give it again. The cool thing about my soap is that it's also, look at that, see?
Yeah.
Still product.
I was about to say, it's like, okay, it looks clean, but is it really clean? And then with your soap, that's where you can really tell, okay, it's clean because you're cleaning it against white soap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sorry, people keep, okay. Okay, so yeah, so I give it one more, nothing's coming off. These suckers are clean.
Nice.
And then, and that's really it. I mean, it's pretty easy. And then, the way that you just clean out your bowl is you just take a paper towel and you wipe it out first because it's weird when water mixes with it. It does something weird. Okay. And then you can either just like choose that this is now your brush cleaning bowl, or, you put it in the sink to clean with, proper dish soap later. I'm going to do a couple more brushes. Like I'll just show you how you can kind of do a bunch.
Now with the cleaner that you just used, what's the texture like? Is it like watery texture? Is it a little thicker?
No, it's like rubbing alcohol.
Ice. Okay, got it.
Yeah, so it's liquid and it's just like rubbing alcohol because it's mostly made up of it.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so there we go, getting it a real nice swirl. And then I'm on my hand and, now I'm doing multiple brushes, which honestly, this is what we do because, we don't have time. And cleaning brushes can be the bane of a lot of people's existence. But I got to say that when you're done cleaning them, there's nothing that feels better. And there's nothing as awesome as having a clean brush on your face as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I'm just really kind of working out the water, giving that another little thing. And then now I'm just giving it one more swirl. There's a touch of makeup still coming out.
Okay, we've got another question. When you're on set, do you use the liquid cleaner or rinse before use, or just let it air dry?
I let it air dry. I mean, as you saw, I totally, dry them off with a paper towel as well. Like as dry, it's pretty fast drying because of it being rubbing alcohol. But I will really, really try to get out as much moisture as possible with the paper towel. And then let them air dry. Yeah, because you definitely need them to be dry before you start dipping them into product, because then it does something funky to all that and won't apply smoothly. So when I'm on set and I'm washing brushes, I wash the brushes when I know I have time to let them kind of dry for a little bit. Now, these types of brushes that are this is synthetic too, but the foundation-y type of brushes that are the fibers more slick, those will dry faster, and you could just dip right back into makeup with these without having to wait for a long time for them to dry. Whereas these take like 30 minutes to properly dry, which is why on sets I mostly use this stuff. But don't get stuck on this stuff and let this be your only way of cleansing, because you will dry out your brushes, and then what happens is that the bristles will start to break off at the end.
Right.
So you'll start to get like you'll start to lose the form and the shape of your brush. My daughter did this one, and look at the shape. I'm not happy with that. Like, and it's because I walked in on her one day and she was literally like going like this. You don't want to do that, because then clearly that's what it does. You know what I mean? Let's see. What else?
Definitely be gentle with your brushes.
You want to be definitely gentle. They're your tools, and then let's see. So I was going to bring like a baby wipe down, which I forgot to do. This is my palette that obviously had, I from doing a makeup. Usually what I would do is I would take a baby wipe. Like I like the wet ones. They also are 99.9%, and they really, really cleanse because there's a lot of alcohol in them. I like personally the yellow ones because they have like a lemony scent. But you can see that now this was mascara.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And you really I'm actually using my nail to kind of really scrape that off. But you really want to like just get that super clean with a baby wipe first, or you can do it this way too.
I love your palette so much, and it's on sale on your website, right?
Well, you can use that code GLEAM35, and I do have some bundle deals as well, guys, to check out. They're called New Year, New You Reset bundles. They're right there in the shop tab. Just click on that. There's 18 bundles to choose from, and they're all, I think, at least 50% off, and some of them are upwards towards 70.
No, they're great deals. We've actually been posting them in the group, so definitely check them out and visit the website. But I'm just living for your palette so much. I need one. That is
yes,
so cool.
You do. I mean, even though this is like definitely a pro thing to have, it's really nice, make doing your makeup a ritual, make it beautiful. Sit down, try to find a place that's like that you can sit down. What, babe? Oh, he wants me to, well, hang on, let me clean it one more time. So this is 99% alcohol, and I'm just really just, and
the is thick too.
This is tempered glass. So again, CDC guidelines, it's better than plastic. It will not absorb anything. There's no bacteria that can like get into the glass. Whereas some plastics, it's a little more porous.
Amazing. I love it.
And then, so what's really cool is it's got this great little handle, and, it's like a legit real artist palette. So for the pro, when I've got to like walk over to somebody and touch somebody up, within the makeup room, clearly you're not going to bring this like out on the set of a Western. Okay. But like, when you're still in the makeup room or you're kind of backstage, I would grab this, especially when I'm doing like body makeups and stuff, and I have to come over and finish off something. But and there's also these great little silicone pegs that keep it on your station or your workspace flat, and it kind of grips so that it won't. But I have traveled with these things for years, guys, and I have never broken one. I just kind of put them in between like my palettes. I've had them on planes, trains, international, everything you can think of. It's tempered. It's very strong, because some artists that get them are like, oh, I need to be so careful with it. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I mean, it is glass. Of course, if I throw it on the ground, it's going to break. But with it being tempered, it means that if it shatters, it stays together. So that is it. That is it. I mean, other tools that are kind of like this. This is an artist palette, which actually, guys, this was my great grandfather's. And he was an actual artiste, like oil painter, and this was his knife, his palette knife. And and so these kinds of things, you just want to, again, with like alcohol, really spray down. Like I like to wipe them down with like baby wipes first, and then you just spray it and you just wipe it. And yeah, I mean, honestly, that's pretty much it. I'm going to flip the camera. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was fun.
That was awesome. Okay, I love this. Do we have any questions? I think you've answered them all for us. I mean, this was amazing. You've given us so many different choices. Now I know what to use: liquid soap, the product that you had, and then of course your soap, which I think is probably my favorite, because who doesn't want a rose crystal at the end when it goes away?
Well, seriously, and you guys, like, honestly, like, especially if you're at home, there's no reason for you to need the liquid cleansers unless you just want to be a little lazier and a little quicker. Because I mean, it's not like you're going to use it immediately on somebody else. They're your own brushes. Treat yourself to the soap. It really is a delicious soap. But like I said too, you can use hand soaps. You can use dish soaps. You can use your shampoo and conditioner. But why I like soaps and shampoo and conditioner is because they're more conditioning. They're softer, you know. And then yes, these are the liquid cleansers, and there's a lot more out there, of course, but these are two very relied upon in our industry. By the pros, Mondo and Cinema Secret. Again, this is a good one. Doesn't smell as great, and be careful with light colored brushes. Like, you know how there's some brushes that are baby pink or white. Be careful with this stuff because it can stain. And then of course you always want to have some 99% alcohol, which that's what we used in the film industry forever. 99% alcohol. We actually found out recently with the COVID thing. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't kill the bacteria, but they are saying that 70%, what? The virus. Oh, okay. Nick's, thank God I have the commentary, you know, but he's saying it's a virus, not bacteria, but bacteria, virus, whatever. Like, you know, 99% is super cleansing, but the reason why they are recommending 70% over the 99, which 99 you can only really pretty much get at the pro beauty supply stores. And I have jugs, like gallon jugs of them, because I would cleanse the station and just everything with that stuff. But they're saying that it dries faster. And so that's why they're recommending the 70%, because it sits there a little bit longer and like works on it a little bit longer.
Got it.
So, but yeah, so that was a fun how to take care of your brushes, tools, and palettes and palette knives and all sorts of different brushes, from your mascara wands to your powders to your synthetic. You definitely want to also use soaps and shampoos and cleanser or air conditioners with your synthetics, because not that you can't use the liquid cleansers, but they will stiffen them and break them down over time. So
absolutely. No, this was great. Thank you so much. What a great lesson we had. And if anyone wants to learn anything else that, you know, keeps you up at night, any beauty secrets, then drop us a line. I'll definitely talk to Melanie about it, and we'll get it on for you here. Next week, we have another celebrity, well, a makeup pro on. I'm excited about that. I have yet to meet her. So
so next Friday, Kiani, who
Yeah.
is a friend of mine. I love her. She's a professional makeup artist. She is from Atlanta, and she is a gorgeous Black girl. And she grew up in the pageant world. So this girl can do makeup, man. I will tell you, her makeups are flawless. She also has a little line too that she's like developing and working on. Really cute stuff. She'll probably throw a little of that in. She's kind of really known for like glitter lips and glitter and that kind of stuff. But she's going to teach you all how to perfect and apply your own cat liner, which
I
is
know I have to learn that. That is something that I have to learn because I have trouble. I can get one side down, the other side, not so much. So that's really a good class. I mean, who doesn't love a good cat eyeliner and learn how? So that's what we're going to learn next week. Tune in every Friday, 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern, with Melanie Mills Hollywood in her own Facebook.
And Alina.
And me, I will be hosting. I'm so excited because I absolutely love makeup. And this is a dream to be able to host this and ask a pro anything I want. So
Yeah.
this is cool.
Thank you, Alina, for another fabulous Ask a Pro. And we will be seeing you all shortly.
Absolutely. All right, guys.
Happy Friday.
Bye.
Bye, babe.